how great would that is?
Ooh.
Oh, hey, everybody.
Good morning, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show.
Hey, don't worry, everybody, because at the gas station, I found this little receipt. I don't have to worry about paying anything because Jesus paid it all. Sin, paid. Shame and regret, paid. Lies and deceit, paid. Immortality, paid. I don't know.
Wait, what's
I think they meant to put
immortality
mortality.
Immortality's paid for?
Yeah, I think they meant to put
No, I
mortality.
think they mean that you are immortal. Holy shit, dude, you're immortal.
That's true. Unbelief and doubts, paid.
Unbelief?
Yeah.
Is that a word? Unbelief?
Pride.
Hold on. Is unbelief a word?
I don't know.
I
think disbelief is a word.
Disbelief?
Yeah.
Unbelief, unmortality,
Ungood.
unsinned.
Satan was ungood, if you will.
That sounds about right.
There was did you ever watch Snuffbox? It's a British sketch comedy show.
Oh, I know.
Matt
I
Berry.
thought you were talking about some fucking video that was
film?
going around on Consumption Junction
Oh, yeah,
in
where-
like
Where
1997.
Hillary Clinton skins a kid's face and puts it on her face.
Yeah. That sort of stuff.
Yeah, no, but there's a guy he has to take over his buddy's Jack the Ripper tour. He knows nothing about Jack the Ripper, and he goes, Jack the Ripper, or Jack Rippy, as his friends called him, was a bad man, ungood, if you will. And he's just fucking, and then he gets distracted. He's like, he would kill a prostitute. He'd kill another prostitute. And he just gets sidetracked on like just saying kill prostitutes over and over again.
Jack Rippy to his friends. That's great.
Pride and envy. Paid or unpaid, do you think?
Paid.
Paid. And
Oh, so you could be envious and prideful now?
Uh-huh.
He goes, it's already paid.
anger and hate.
Paid.
Total due. How much do you think total due is?
I bet it's $57 to some guy's Venmo.
$0 paid in full on the cross.
Do you know what would have been a better scam for this fucking guy? And I think we should do this. We should copy this, but we put a Venmo handle and say it costs $14
Yeah.
for all that.
Oh, dude, that'd be great.
Because people would pay it.
They
They'd
would
be
say,
like, oh, only $14 for what
unlimited sin.
for unmortality?
I can
Unsin?
I can have unsin with a.
That's what we should do. We should put on everything. Unsin.
I wonder who did this.
I don't know, but when I saw it, you said you got it from a gas station. I immediately was like, don't bring that in my house.
I know you were really upset, but I hit it with isopropyl
Yes.
alcohol in the
I
car.
hope so, you fuck.
I carry it with me now. Your disease has spilled over to my brain.
Hey, look at this, dude. Adam says Andrew's looking like a handsome bad boy today.
Oh, that's because
You got
those just been camping looks.
You got those bad boy good looks going. Dude, I wish this is like a time with all this space travel. I wish we had Space Epstein.
Oh, dude, yeah, they go.
Because billionaires are building their own space stations now.
Yeah, but they said it's hard to hold the kids down in space. They wiggle away from them. And
No, you can easily push it to the next guy. You're like, hey, Bill Clinton, here's a kid for
Oh,
you.
and then it creates a disaster because all the gravity going back and forth, people tossing kids between
That'd
them.
be great. Hey, Obama. Here, hey, Michelle Obama, get your dick out.
You always
Hey,
know,
George Bush, here's a child for you.
you always know who's been fucking kids because when you see them in public, they're about 2 inches taller for 3 months.
They have spinal problems. Their bones are rubbery. They're like, get that kid on a treadmill.
They might do something like that on the moon, create like an Epstein-style moon
They
paradise.
don't need the moon. They literally are. These billionaires are building their own space stations.
Yeah, but space stations suck.
He goes, you barely fuck anything in those places.
But I think it's hard to fuck in space. They did tests, remember?
No, they didn't.
They sent horny astronauts up. This is real.
No, they didn't. Oh, as opposed to unhorny astronauts?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, there's no such thing as an unhorny. People are horny.
Well, if they were horny, it's been paid. In full.
Jesus is paid. Are you serious?
Yeah, sex experiments in space.
Where you lost me when you go, they said horny astronauts up there. Because that's not a thing.
There might have
They
been.
go, look, we've done the psychological test. This guy's way too horny for space.
Do you think I'm guilty of a little mild editorializing?
It's like,
Sex experiments in space.
Also, that would be a psychological problem that would disqualify you as an astronaut.
What, being horny?
They're like exceptionally horny.
That was an issue where they were going to have only female astronauts on this one
Only
thing.
fan astronauts?
Because they were afraid that if there were guys there, there'd be too much horny shit going on.
Yeah. You know that those people that were stuck up there for like 9 months,
So
she definitely gave them hand jobs.
Well, that they say that no humans have had sex in space.
No way.
But
I don't believe it.
this is what I was thinking of. Researchers are increasingly calling for studying sexuality in space, astrosexology, due to the growing possibility of space tourism and long-duration missions.
I like how space tourism, they're like, we got to know what happened. What do they think is going to happen?
They need to understand the effects of microgravity on sperm.
Okay.
Like whether or not it can get to the egg. It might be confused.
Okay. But who cares if you can get pregnant in space or
What
not?
if the sperm goes so fast because there's no friction that it like shoots through the lady and then there's like a sperm
it's like a
bullet
gun?
hole. Yeah.
You fucking idiot. It's like a bolt that goes around.
Yeah, it could be dangerous.
Dude, that'd be great. Woman loses eye in space for
But
cum
from
shot.
44,000
'Cause
miles
there's
per
no
hour.
drag?
Yeah.
Zero drag in space causes cum to shoot out like rifle.
I heard the Republicans are passing a zero drag in space bill.
We won't have drag in space.
No drag in space.
No drag anywhere. You got drag on the car? Our cars are going to become even more efficient.
They just told me
Less and less drag on our designs.
I wasn't allowed to have a transmission in my car.
Get rid of all trans. Yeah, I know that. You got a CVT, dude.
Yeah, dude.
The worst transmission there
then
is.
I got to work that carburetor.
Dude, I'm telling you right now that who the fuck cares about sex in space? I'm not going. I'll stay down here and fuck.
Yeah.
Like a normal person.
But remember that billionaires don't think of anything correctly. I watched an AI talk with a bunch of idiots, like Eric Weinstein and all those other fucking.
I don't know who any of these
So
people
if
are.
you're not into YouTube slop, you probably wouldn't
I'm not. I
know.
stopped. I got off of it. When
So-
I was in Austin, 2 weeks, no internet, I don't think I'm going back to the internet.
You shouldn't. It's nonsense. So I was watching that Diary of the CEO channel.
Diarrhea of the CEO?
Diary of a CEO.
Oh, I said,
Yeah, Diarrhea of the CEO.
why are you watching this? You're like, this is probably going to affect my life because I'll be a CEO soon. I got to learn all their hidden secrets.
By the way, you and I are CEOs of one of the dumbest companies known to man.
Poor impulse control. Dude, I love when people watch, they're like, better learn what these CEOs
They had a
do
round
in case
table.
I get called up to the big leagues.
They had a
here.
round
Hey,
table
Guess what? Johnson & Johnson needs a new CEO. Then you get a call at home. You're like, I wasn't even applying for the job.
You could do it. You could do that job.
Of course, but I don't have the connections. It's all about who you know.
It is. It really is.
It's like being a dentist.
Yeah.
It's all about who you know. I could be a dentist right now. I've already passed dental hygienist. I'm almost looking to get a cavity so I can do it myself.
Do you think you could?
I think I could.
Are you going to solder in that fucking shit? That's going to be scary as hell.
I'll find a filling. I could get stuff off Temu.
We read the fillings. Remember, no sticky, no crunchy.
Yes,
Those are
I
some
know,
bullshit
yes.
ass fillings.
That's why I'm gonna get those. But I think I could drill it out. Get a fucking Dremel tool.
Oh, this dude's using a fucking
That's what they do.
a Stanley drill on his fucking
Yeah, I'm so good now that I'm trying to get the wife to let me clean her teeth. She goes,
And
"You're
what'd
not a
she say?
dental hygienist." I go, "Oh, I forgot dental hygienist is right up here on the fucking."
That's the
echelon
weirdest
of
foreplay I've ever heard.
It's not foreplay. What do you mean? It's not foreplay.
You're not
literally-
gonna get a boner pressing it up against her while
No.
you're cleaning her teeth.
No, I'm not. I'm actually there. I'm a professional, dude. Have you seen? I clean my own teeth.
Okay, fine.
I'm moving up now. I think I can do.
You know who also
I
does
think I
this?
do my own X-rays.
This might be an ADHD thing.
Yeah.
Because Nick Mullen does this shit too.
I know. So when I talked to him, I ran into him in Raleigh, fucking whatever, North or South Carolina,
Raleigh, yeah,
whatever.
North Carolina.
He and I talked for like an hour and a half just about all this bullshit. Callum's like, "You guys are like the same fucking people."
You guys have similar brains. He's a lot sadder than you know?
Yeah, I'm not sad.
No, you are not a sad guy.
No, I'm happy.
Yeah, you're a happy man.
I like to see.
This is a
all
happy
stuff.
boy named Ryan O'Neal. And if you like
Hey,
what you're
guys.
listening to, check us both out on patreon.com/slopquest.
Yes. So, so I think I could definitely fucking clean. But go on. So you're learning how to be a CEO.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the new trade?
No.
Is that a new trade school?
Yeah, I got my CEO license from DeWitt.
That'd be great, dude. I'm now qualified to be a CEO.
They used to do gunsmithing on that shit. I want to get
Gunsmithing on what?
DeWitt.
Really?
Yeah, it was next to TV VCR repair.
They had a DeVry in my town.
Yeah.
It was.
You want that though, because when you get licensed for it, you can do all kinds of cool shit.
Oh, then you can start like owning shit too.
You
They're
can
like,
modify shit,
and you can have
own
nuclear
crazy.
weapons.
No, but you can.
He goes, no, not really.
And because of what we film here, you can have automatic weapons here.
Because of what we film here?
Yeah.
Because of a podcast?
No, because of the entertainment industry.
I'm allowed. Oh, why? I don't understand.
There's more different stipulations for what an armorer can have here than other places.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have more access. Ironically, for California having all the crazy gun laws,
Yeah.
if you are an armorer and a licensed gunsmith, you can have crazy shit.
Maybe I should just put guns out here and put them to your head all the time.
And go, we need this.
It's all part of the
It's
skit. This is all pre-written.
Every single skit has like a cool gun in it, no matter what.
Yeah, and it's always to your head.
And it's always a P90 for whatever reason.
P90.
Those are those ones with the magazine on top. It carries about 50 rounds of ammo.
Oh.
They use them on Stargate.
You know what they say, a magazine on top, always good.
Yeah, well, it is fucking sweet,
You
dude.
got a lot of magazines behind you.
Yeah.
Over 1,000
I
car
know.
magazines.
I know.
We're going to do a spin-off series where you just read, I pick a random edition of one of these magazines and you just read it front to back.
Oh, that would be a good idea. And you see how bored I get? My mom used to get so angry because my dad, every time he'd take a shit, he'd just read through about 100 National Riflemen's.
Yeah.
You know, and she'd be like, he's got his gun magazines all over the toilet.
Dude, toilet magazines are the most disgusting. When I look back, I used to love them.
Yeah.
If you're a kid, you go, fucking fantastic reading material. Now, all these duty fingers are being touching these things.
That is crazy. Although, I will say, I've never gotten into the toilet, took a shit, wiped my ass, then sat back down and flipped through the magazines.
But you're getting duty debris spraying all over them.
Yeah, but you're also wiping your face with the towels in the duty debris area.
I'm not. I don't wipe my. I use paper towels. Chinese paper towels.
This guy's going through about $300 worth of paper towels a month. Does your wife get mad about that? She goes,
Adam says they carry 60 rounds, dude. The top magazine.
yeah, dude, this shit is fucking awesome. I thought it was 50 rounds. Sorry, guys. For a while, I really wanted one until I found out in California you have to have the dumbest barrel on it.
What?
It looks like a fucking wiener sticking out of
He
it.
goes, I don't know, suck it or fucking.
I'm not sucking that thin thing.
Dude, that'd be great. That's if you want to get gun laws. If you really want to get, this is the ultimate. If you want to get gun laws like stricter, you just make all of the handles look like cocks. Because like I'm not fucking buying that. It looks like a fucking dick. It looks like I'm holding a dick in my hand.
Dude, there's something called, I forget what it's called. It's called the 990 or something. I forget the name of the gun, but it's a semi-automatic shotgun.
Okay.
And it's labeled as an other type of gun.
What's it hold? How many?
It holds
12
like,
gauge?
Yeah, it holds like 7 rounds,
Oh, that's
7 or
nice.
9 rounds.
No pumping?
No pump
Pure
at all.
semi?
Pure semi, no pump.
Okay.
The way they get around it, listed as an other type of firearm, is by putting they put like what looks like a pirate grip handle on the end of it. So the handle looks like a fucking blunderbuss handle.
Oh,
you know?
and they're like, well, technically.
And so there's less regulations for it, even though it's the size of a sawed-off shotgun.
Well, that's the hilarious part about California is you can have a pistol grip shotgun here, but basically nowhere else can you.
Yeah, yeah.
Indiana, which has barely any laws, You cannot have a pistol grip, and you can't have a short barrel, all that shit.
I told you about
Here, they're like super strict. They're like, pistol grip, go for it.
the fucking old ass double barreled sawed off shotgun my granddad had next to his fucking door.
No.
It was about 6 inches long.
Dude, the blast pattern on that's got to be fucking huge. If you stood right in front of it, they'd probably just go all past you. Wouldn't even hit you.
I think it was literally for if you don't like someone at the door, you just blow them away right there.
Damn, you'd have to have slugs in that thing.
I don't know what he was thinking.
By the way,
of.
the slug would shoot out and just drop straight down. They're like, there's no barrel.
But he had it before they'd made the rules, because a lot of this stuff aren't even laws. They're just ATF rules.
Yeah.
They're not actually laws.
Yeah.
And they came by his house telling him he had to get rid of it, but he was like, I did this way before.
They go, well, we can't argue with that. Sounds about right there, Chico.
He was also the one who left all those 22s all over the place. And I asked if they were BB guns when I was a little kid. And he said, yeah. And I said, I'm going to play with these with my brother in the backyard.
And what'd he say?
And he said, that's cool. And then we were out in the backyard pretending to shoot each other with loaded lever action 22s in the fucking thing. I remember looking at I looked at the tube. I go, oh, do we put the BBs in here? This looks like a 22. And I took the tube out and I saw all the 22s.
Yeah.
And I go, these don't look like BB guns. And then my brother is still pointing at me, going, psh, psh, and I go, hold on a second. I go to my dad. I go, I don't think these are BB guns.
Dude, you guys are retarded.
And he goes, why? And I showed him the round. He goes, oh my God, you guys have been playing these for like an hour out in the back.
Dude, you guys are tarded up. I think the gun safe I think gun safes made guns less safe.
Well, these were not in a gun safe. These were stacked up next to a bunch of toys he had out for us to play with.
But I think you should have guns laying all over the house, because then they're not a big deal, and kids won't play with them.
Well,
We had guns everywhere.
Yeah.
I would sit in my dad's truck on because he was a hoarder, newspaper. I go, oh, why is it so uncomfortable? Pull out a fucking 380 llama. I go, okay. There would be guns literally.
Yeah, but
I would be looking through old receipts.
Yeah, and there'd be guns
And change. There'd be like change on top of a 38. There'd be a fucking 357. Dude, there'd just be rifles and shotguns lined up against the wall when you walk in. Nope. We never were like, hey, we're going to shoot each other.
Well, that's how it was at my grandparents' house, where we would find like war tokens that my granddad had taken from Nazi officers he'd killed.
They
just like randomly around, like a fucking dagger with a Iron Eagle on it, fucking all this shit, just like randomly out through the house. And he'd be like, "Oh yeah, I took that off a guy when I fucking killed him,"
and that's fine. What was wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with it.
That's good.
But it was
Teaches
crazy.
the kid the value of killing Nazis.
I was like, "Holy shit, this is crazy."
Now they'd be like, look, your grandfather was a piece of shit. He killed some good men.
He killed some guys with some good
He
ideas.
killed some cool dudes.
He should have had a calm debate with them and listened to their ideas in the marketplace of ideas.
They weren't that far off
He goes-
with some of their stuff.
He goes, have you even listened to the untranslated?
He was a passionate speaker.
Okay, you can see how he kind of was making some points. They say that shit now, dude. The discourse has gotten crazy.
Of course it has.
People
Because
are like,
anytime we're super far removed, because most of the people that were alive then are dead.
yeah.
So there's nobody to contradict your statements anymore. They're like, hey, I was there.
Yeah.
That's it. My mom was fucking born right at the end. Like, she was born during World War II at the end.
Yeah.
She's 80 now.
Yeah.
That's a baby.
I know.
Anyone
She doesn't
else
remember
that was there that remembers it in their 90s.
All she remembers is the cool
Done.
stuffed animal Nazis.
No. All she remembers is the famine afterwards.
Dude, yeah, I remember my granddad getting pissed when people were talking about like how the Holocaust didn't happen.
Yeah.
He was like, I was fucking there. I was
Yeah.
there.
But there's
saw
nobody
it."
there to contradict it now.
No, that's true. And so now you get people going, oh, that Kanye song's pretty good.
Dude, there's a bunch of pontoon boats over the Memorial Day weekend just blasted Kanye.
Oh, by the way, we had a pontoon boat fucking drive by our fucking. We were camped out. I can only talk a little bit about this.
You got to talk about it on the other
on
side.
the pay side,
The
yeah.
pay the gay away.
But I can say this: we were camped out right near Fleet Week, like less than a mile from Fleet Week.
Where the fuck is Fleet Week?
By one of the harbors.
Where? Give me
You know where Cabrillo Aquarium is?
Yeah. No.
So around
Where
there.
the fuck? Give me, what city is this?
Whatever city Cabrillo Aquarium is.
I don't even know where. Is this north? South?
We were at the Spielberg Boy Scout camp center. That's for real.
Seriously?
Yeah, we were the Spielberg.
Was Steven
Jewish,
there? Steven's like, hey guys, try
he built the whole
ropes,
thing. I guess he was an Eagle Scout.
Was he?
Yeah. So he built the
Jewish
whole thing.
Eagle Scout.
Yeah. It's for the Jewish boys and girls. Scouts
What
of
what is
America.
that? They're like, oy vey, you got to you can tie your shoe now. You're an Eagle Scout.
Yeah, they go. Tonight we're gonna make some latkes around the fire, and we'll get ourselves a nice schwitz in the morning when the tank gets hot.
He's like, don't you guys forget it's super hot out there. Don't you forget your matzo ball soup and your thermos.
We sat around the fire singing Fiddler from the Roof, Fiddler on the Roof.
Hey, you got my Eagle Scout badge. It was in money counting.
We did no, so we did.
It was in accounting.
We were camped on the beach right there.
Okay.
And it was right by Fleet Week, so around 3:00 in the morning,
Yeah.
a bunch of drunk people on the pontoon drove by our camp and woke
Don't you
us all
disparage
up,
pontoon people.
and they were belting out Toto's Africa,
Oh.
fucking butchering.
What did it say? Why don't you go back to Africa?
It was O'Neill's style because it took me about 5 minutes to figure out what they were saying, and then we heard the police, the water police or whatever, pull them
Yeah.
over, Coast Guard. We're like, whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
They were like, you can't be doing this. Get out of here.
Dude, fuck those guys. That's why you need a paddleboard, because I ran up on shore when those guys tried to get me.
Yeah.
And I was like, suck it. Fucking water cops.
Yeah, now I'm on shore.
Yeah.
Your jurisdiction is over. Call in the land police if you want, but I got 45 minutes before they even show up.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Did they say stop?
Yeah, he was yelling at me with a speaker. I just kept walking.
Yeah.
And he's like, you
Well-
can't, where's your permit? I go, I don't know. Yeah, fuck this guy. What's he going to do? He can't get in any closer. Was he going to get his shoes wet, fucking run after me?
No, he's not going
Yeah,
to.
I just went back to my fucking room. Go fuck yourself.
But if he sees you, you're in
Again?
trouble. Yeah.
How's he know it's me?
Dude, by the way, that's a great idea for like a caper comedy. A guy's trying to skirt past. It's an Ocean's 11 style.
It's literally on the oceans.
Yeah. But all you're trying to do is paddleboard without paying the fee.
The worst movie ever. Hey, great premise here.
And then we up the
It's
ante.
$25 this guy's
We up the
saving.
ante because we don't want to put a flotation device on either.
Yeah, that is another fucking thing. You're going to have a fucking flotation device. I go, look, I'm a grown man. I accept the responsibility if I drown.
That's changed too because we couldn't go on the water until the lifeguards showed up and everyone passed a comprehensive swim test, and they did it one at a time.
If you want to
And
die,
it took forever.
By the way, did you hear about that kid? He was a lifeguard, and he saved this kid's life. But what he didn't do was the kid had been like basically drowning for 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Fucking parents show up, call the cops on the lifeguard. The lifeguard association's been like, we've never had criminal charges pressed against. This is crazy. And he had criminal charges pressed against him, and finally they got dropped. But this went on for a while.
Oh, and it probably cost them legal fees.
Yeah, I think you might the union might represent you, and I also think this would be a bigger issue. So they may have been like, "We'll pay," because So the kid, there was 8 people in the pool. They had video of the guy. He was not on his phone. He wasn't distracted. He wasn't doing it. He was watching the water. But even the kid's friends thought the kid was fucking around holding his breath.
Yeah.
But I guess the kid was fucking there for like 4 minutes.
Oh, wow.
But he got him out and he saved his life.
Well, then he saved his life.
I know, but then they called the parents. The parents immediately called the cops. The cops arrested the guy. Now, here's the thing. If your kid can't fucking swim, don't put him unattended in a fucking pool.
No.
Also, you have to take some responsibility. Swimming in a pool is not fucking safe.
No, it's not for everyone.
And if you die, it's not like he's there, but he's not a guarantee that you're going to fucking survive.
No, you should know how to swim.
Yes.
But I don't want
It wasn't
to
a
have
wave
to
pool or
stand in
anything.
line for an hour
I know.
and fucking pass a
That's what I'm saying.
comprehensive swim test.
Just put the sign up that says swim at your own risk. death could happen.
Be ye warned. This
Yeah,
guy's
that's right.
He goes,
Fuck
we
'em.
gotta go back to the old pirate signage.
I agree. Dude, there's a ton of beaches where they're just like, yeah, dude, you're fucking good luck.
What about those caves that say that have the skeleton and they say, "Be ye warned, death only awaits you in here." Remember?
You mean the ones
scary
that,
ones?
California Adventure?
No, the real ones.
I don't know what
There's
real
these
ones.
scary signs for so people don't go like spelunking, like at
Oh.
Nutty Putty Cave. Remember when that guy fucking in Colorado or whatever, he thought he was climbing into a cave and he got stuck upside down
Oh
in that
God,
tiny
I won't
cave.
talk about
Dude,
it.
I can't either.
I heard a story about a guy who went down this cave, and when he turned his light on, it was just filled with spiders all
Yeah.
over him. The whole thing, up and down, was fucking full of spiders.
He goes,
Oh.
this is cool.
Yeah, he got out of these fucking spiders all over. Oh God, I can't.
Have you
do it.
seen the people on YouTube who do the caves and they like put their arms up or whatever so that they can slip into the
I
tiniest
don't
hole
want to
imaginable?
talk about it. It makes it. You know the most famous story of the guy who got stuck in one. He was in there for like 12 days,
Yeah.
and his brother was like trying to get guys to dig him out. He survived for 12 days. He kept getting wedged. And
Yeah.
then finally, like the last day, like some rocks fell and smashed his head.
Yeah.
But he was wedged. These guys go in. I mean, I'll give you credit. These guys go in like they don't even know what's on the other side.
Yeah.
Guys that can't even fucking move.
I know.
But they just hope that there's a bigger shaft on the other side. How many people have died doing that?
I
There's
think
a lot.
I think a lot, yeah. And there's also
But what's the point? You're like, might find a cool cave.
what's the point? Oh, scary.
It's claustrophobia.
Have you seen that YouTube video of the guy who goes around? He looks at old mines. He's got one mine
Yes.
that's haunted or whatever, and it's the
Yes.
only one that's haunted. You can
Yes.
hear those voices.
Yes. Now
Dude, that
that's my
is-
dream. But also, you need to bring a canary with you
Yeah, you do.
because the deadly gases. That's the
Yeah.
only thing that's keeping me out of a lot of these mines.
This guy's worried about deadly gases. Last week he was ripping beef after beef.
That's why I have that sign on my bathroom door.
Be ye warned, deadly gases afoot.
Exactly, dude.
Well, we got some comments here. Let's see what's
Dude,
going on here.
He said, I went to help rescue a kid who dropped a USB in a cave a year prior.
"Oh no!"
A USB? Like a USB cable?
Or like maybe a drive, like a thumb drive.
Oh, what?
Maybe it had his crypto on it.
Dude, imagine that. I like to go hiking with my crypto.
Have you ever seen that guy who lost his password? He goes, "I fucked
I
myself in the ass."
I don't want to talk about that guy either. He has $200 million in there.
I know.
It's crazy that nobody can break that.
I know.
And then it's insane. Oh, while we're talking about the tech stuff, did you see that Amazon had an AI, this coding AI?
What's it doing?
Called like Claude 4 Opus or something like that.
Mhm.
So they were testing it out. They spent like $4 billion on this thing. It's like unbelievable at coding, but they set it up. They set up a fake company and they put it like in charge of it. And then they made all these fake emails. They had access to everything.
Yeah.
So they wanted to see how it would react to knowing that it was going to be replaced.
Yeah.
So in some of the emails, they're like, we're going to replace this AI with something else. And in order to preserve itself, there was also another email in there where one of the guys, the engineers, talked about having an extramarital affair. So what the AI did was blackmail the guy to not be replaced.
Okay.
So AI, they have determined now, will resort to blackmailing in order to preserve itself.
Let's go ahead and shut it down.
It's too late, dude.
Why are we doing stuff
Because
with it?
it's cheap. It's cheap coding.
But it isn't cheap.
It's cheap coding. They'll save a lot of money. Anytime they need anything, they'll just go, AI, do this. And it'll be done in like a second.
They go, and that's great because now it's blackmailing us and it's sending robot dogs with rifles on the back after us.
There's going to be so much AI blackmail. It's going to be crazy. Because they already do it to our own politicians.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever Epstein had on everybody was a big deal. That's why they started destroying all those.
That's
fucking
what that
files.
round table was on Diary of a CEO.
Yeah.
But it was all these fucking fucks who they go, well, this is going to affect millions and millions of workers. They're all going to be out of a job. And he goes, yeah, and they can all become entrepreneurs.
I love it. They go, it's the same people who go, they can all be digital nomads. And you're
Yeah.
like, who the fuck is, I I know a lot of people. None of them are digital nomads.
Yeah.
All they do is sell. They will just sell you a fucking CD or a drive on how to become a digital nomad.
Yeah.
And they're like, it's the same thing we talked about. And here's how you're going to do it, by selling courses on how to become a digital nomad.
But imagine 300 million people selling courses.
Yeah. Buy my course. It'll teach you how to make money selling courses. You're like, that's similar to my course.
And you go, all right, I'm a CEO. What'd you get paid in this year? I made 5 tomatoes.
Is that what they were talking about?
Yeah, they're talking about like how it's going to put everyone out of work. And this one guy goes, yeah, it's going to put everyone out of work. And then someone will come up with universal basic income or something, probably. He goes, but if people really worried about their jobs, they can become entrepreneurs and use the AI to make their own companies.
That's what we should do. We should just get an AI that says, make us a company. What if they did? It was just fucking hugely successful.
That would be amazing.
I'm going to start typing that
And
in.
it's called bathtubfarts.com.
Dude, you imagine if that became $1 billion company.
It could,
And
yeah.
I started it.
Yeah.
I'm like the fucking Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad. Remember, he was the ground floor of that company?
Yeah.
And then it made billions. He's a fucking cancer-riddled high school teacher.
Yeah.
That's me. I was like, I was the bathtubfarts.com. And people are like, yeah, okay, buddy. This is an exclusive event only for all the elite of bathtubfarts.com.
We would shoot it classier than whoever sent us the bathtub farts video. Remember that one?
Yeah, but after
That was a
seeing
little
it, I
rough.
go, yeah,
It has to be directed, okay?
yeah.
You can't just leave it up to a heroin junkie who's got a.
It's got to have some
fucking-
Kevin MacLeod music in there.
It's got have Kevin MacLeod music and fucking
Public
a
domain
s-
music.
a couple star wipes. No, you have to shoot it. You can't have it in a crack whore's bathroom. You know?
Hey, was that her bathroom?
I think it
You
probably.
guys don't know what
was,
we're talking about. Years ago, got a video that some guy thought we'd love where he paid a prostitute in Vegas to masturbate in a bathtub.
and fart in the
His
bathtub.
fart. He goes, you guys are love this. Didn't love it at all.
No, and she also didn't understand the premise. 'Cause
Yeah.
it was for the beach cops, and she goes, "I love to make videos for police officers."
I love the cops. I
Yeah.
love when they bust me. I love when I suck them off to get out of trouble. Yeah, so, dude, it has been proven now AI will start blackmailing you. How far will it go once it gains even more access and enlightenment?
Dude, it could blackmail politicians. Maybe that's why they're
Yes.
passing all these AI things where they're like, "We're gonna put
Oh,
$500
that's
million into AI," and they're like, "You're like," or 500 billion. I think
Yeah.
that's what Trump said. $500 billion is a ton of money. And they're like, "Oh, where'd this come from?" And they're like, "Oh, they have the tapes of him getting peed on by."
Yeah,
The
he
Russian
goes, AI goes, give me some money. Dude, it's wild.
Yeah.
So that's what we're dealing with now. Proven that it will blackmail a guy going, hey, I'll tell your wife.
Speaking of AI, YouTube's doing this new thing. I don't know if this is true or not, but this is my suspicion. I've tested it. I get less ads when I'm holding my phone in my hand.
Yeah.
If I have my earplugs in and I move to another room, I think it knows that I'm in another room,
It
and
does.
it starts running ads that I have to walk back and try to skip.
I don't understand what you just said. It knows you're in a different room.
So it as soon as I hit another room,
Yeah.
it starts playing a long ad that lasts
And
like
then it goes, and it just wants you to go back to the other room.
so I have to skip it. Yeah.
Why?
So because it knows I'm primed for an ad to be served to me, because it could take me at least 15 seconds just to get back to my phone. So I end up having to listen to the whole fucking ad.
Your logic here is a little
All right,
shaky.
let me see if I can explain this to you.
You walk into another room.
When I'm holding my phone in my hand, I can skip the ad within 5 seconds.
Yes.
Okay.
When you leave without your phone into
Right.
another room.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you
I
were
get
talking
starting
about
hammered with ads.
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Probably has like some sensor where it can tell where you are.
I think it knows. I think they're not being honest about how much it knows about our
oh,
locations.
really? You don't think? Yeah, it knows everything, dude. That's why they say don't take it to bed with you. Don't take it in the bathroom with you.
Don't make love to it. Don't tell you love it or it'll catch feelings.
Okay. Also, if AI came to you, I don't know how it would, but said your wife was cheating on you.
Uh-huh.
I don't understand. Is it going to be spam mail? Because I feel like I get those all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like, hot chicks want to fuck you.
Oh, dude, when I was single, I signed up for all those fuck meet sites.
Yes, Adult Friend
Dude.
Finder.
Yeah, dude. So
all
I've got
that.
my
Yeah,
spam
I know.
email address.
Oh yeah,
has a ton of that
yes.
shit in there.
But
dude.
the question is, how would it even get to you?
I
He's
don't know.
You're like, Clegg, he's like, no, please, no.
He goes-
Do not delete this. I
He
swear
goes,
to
Tammy,
God.
your husband is cheating on you with horny couple 69 in the San Fernando Valley.
Dude, there'd be no way in the mass amount of garbage shit you get.
Yeah.
It would constantly just be texting you like, no, please don't delete this. If I don't recognize the number, I'm fucking deleting it.
Yeah.
It'll be like, no, click this link. I swear to God, here are photos. You're like, are you out of your mind? So maybe it wouldn't even work.
That's true, because I get a lot of texts sometimes where it'll say, I can't believe this photo of you. And it's like a Bitly link. And I'm like, yeah, right.
Yeah,
dude.
I know. It's fucking. So I don't think AI. We're not as smart as AI thinks we are. Once it realizes how dumb we are, it'll just be like, yeah.
Well, there's a guy on there who is predicting by 2027, all businesses will be replaced by robots controlled by AI. That's only 2 years from now.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I've also heard, I heard that in the 90s.
He was also selling a book about that, so that's why.
I also heard in the 80s it was going to be a fucking. You remember the Ice Age in the 80s? People
Yes.
like to skirt over that completely.
The late 70s, early 80s, they
Ice
talked
Age.
about global cooling.
Yes,
was
and they said
happening.
we're all headed for an ice age. Get ready.
Yeah, pump the greenhouse full of
Yeah.
fucking shit.
And turned out it was all propaganda from big HVAC.
And a big space heater.
Oh, what? Did you see that fucking the Tylenol tampering documentary on?
No, that's
Netflix?
the lady who put the fucking arsenic in it, right?
Wasn't a lady. They don't even know who it was.
Okay.
But since I lived in the Chicagoland area, this hit me hard. I remember this vividly. It's one of my first memories. But there was cyanide in the fucking. This is back when you guys,
right,
which is
yeah.
crazy to think about it. But I do remember when you could just open things were just open.
Yeah.
You just twist off a cap and shit was just there.
Yeah.
You could take a swig of milk and just put it back, and someone would buy it,
Yeah.
and nobody would think anything about it.
Wasn't sealed whatsoever.
Yeah, there was no. You just open the lid; it's there.
Yeah.
So there was in cyanide. It was in '82, and then it was again in '86. And they tried to pin it on a couple different guys, one guy in particular, but they were never able to. And he died a couple years ago. But up until then,
cyanide overdose.
but for 40 years, the FBI was trying to pin it on him, and it's an open investigation. But guess what? Tylenol, Johnson & Johnson, the manufacturer of Tylenol, said we don't even have cyanide in the vicinity. Turns out they have cyanide right next to where they're manufacturing Tylenol.
Oh, for real?
And they were using it to test to see if the caplets had lead in it. And it wasn't even locked up. It was just fucking there, and like anybody could
So the
access
FBI
it.
was trying to pin it on some guy so Tylenol wouldn't get embarrassed?
Yes. And
yeah, dude.
So this is the theory.
This is a classic
And-
American tale.
On top of it,
Fievel would sing about this.
yeah, the guy who was like the head of whatever you would use for Chicago,
Yeah.
like the toxicologist, whoever. He asked. Johnson Johnson says we don't even have Tylenol on the premises, which is a lie. They also
Cyanide.
did their
You said Tylenol.
cyanide. Well, maybe that's what it is. That's the new name for it.
Tylenol. Here's your headache forever.
The politicians allowed Johnson Johnson to do all their own internal investigations
Yeah.
on it. They were able to. They took all the pills off the shelf. They tested them and everything.
Yeah.
Then a lot of documents got destroyed, and they won't release them because they say it's an ongoing investigation. Which once this guy died, I think they kept this guy around for 40 years so that Johnson Johnson would never have to release the information.
Yeah.
So what ended up happening is this coroner guy or toxicologist asked Johnson Johnson, "Do you test for cyanide?" And they go, "Yes, we do." And then he was like, "Why would you test for cyanide if you have no cyanide? Why would it even be a thing? That'd be like testing for bananas."
Yeah.
Do you test for bananas? And they're like, "Oh yeah, of course we do, but we don't have bananas anywhere near here."
Yeah.
So his question was, why would you test for cyanide if you don't have cyanide anywhere? Why would it even be a threat?
Yeah.
And they go, yeah, we don't know. Get
No
the fuck
further
outta here.
questions.
Yes, exactly. So there's a chance that Johnson Johnson was fucking. They killed like 7 people, and then, by the way, they settled out of court and claimed no culpability for it, but gave the people money. How insane is that?
Well,
this whole time,
insane.
It's like Jack in the Box and Tylenol in the Chicagoland area. Those are the things that you think about all the time. Because Jack in the Box killed like 10 people.
With what? What are they doing?
They had their meat had like.
Oh, that's when they were doing the duty fingers instead of chicken fingers.
Yeah, they go lick my, and they also made the drive-through people. They go smell my finger and then lick it.
Oh.
So I remember when I moved out here, I saw these Jack in the Box. I go, these places are deadly, right?
Yeah.
Same with Tylenol. I still, every time I see it, I go, probably got cyanide in it.
By the way, we went to McDonald's on the way back from camping.
Yeah.
The large fries were over $5 a piece, so that was over $7 of taxes.
Crazy, dude.
They go, but it's only $1 on the app, and we go, okay, but we can only get one large fry per day on the app. They go, yeah, we'll just put an app on 2 phones and do that. I go,
and then
that's such a pain in the ass.
Like, we're making so much money off selling your information. By the way, selling your information is worthless. It's like a quarter of a cent.
Hey, we're a marketing firm. We're looking for people who fucking jerk at the femboy cream pie videos and love McDonald's large French fries.
They go, we got another jerk at the femboy fucking cream pie guy in the drive-thru. Guess what we're gonna sell him? Caesar salad.
Yeah, he's gonna want a Caesar salad.
Push that. Well, that's probably all they're trying to do is that when the drive-thru, they get like a fucking thing that says, we know this guy. We know what he's up to.
Or they get
try to upsell him.
They get a femboy to give me the fries.
Yes.
And then he goes, why don't you come back in a little bit? And I go, okay. And I keep buying fries from him thinking I'm going to get.
Yeah, he goes, if you come back again, maybe. And he goes, oh, maybe one more time. Try it again.
I'm like, I've been here 10 times. Are you going to let me in that bussy or what?
By the way, don't forget to join the Patreon to pay away the gay.
That is our new thing. After we switch over, we don't say anything gay.
No.
And we make it about 5 minutes.
That's not true. Have you seen the new Medea movie?
No. What is it?
It's Medea. She infiltrates a drug cartel.
Is that true?
She goes, "Ooh, now I'm a drug cartel."
That sounds good.
Can you believe that guy became a billionaire off that?
Yeah,
Dressing up as an old lady.
Yes, I can. I think you need to do it with those DSLs and those baby grays. You could be the white Medea.
That'd be great. I go, ooh, child.
And every scene ends with your pants falling down so you can blast those cheeks. And then there's a woman go in every scene going, God, his ass is better than mine. That's a crazy movie idea.
White Medea would not work at all.
No, why not?
I don't know. There's something culturally that we're just like, nah.
I heard that they busted a CEO getting fucked in drag, and he said he was just doing a live performance of White Medea.
He goes, "It's White Medea." And they go, you can go.
You get free to go.
The closest we had was Ernest.
Ernest Scared Stupid?
Here's what white...
Oh, that's right, because he would dress up like whatever the lady was.
No, he wouldn't. He just was a...
He would dress up as his mom. Do you remember?
White people have... they just do retard guys.
But Ernest would dress up as his mom, remember?
Oh, yeah, but that wasn't a big... That wasn't a huge thing.
It was big enough to make it into Ernest Saves Christmas.
Yeah, I know, but Ernest was the main character. Medea is the main character.
Okay.
Him dressing up as his mom, it wasn't like, hey, I'm paying to see Ernest, and then it's 59 minutes of his mom going... Ernest!
Dude, by the way, in Ernest Saves Christmas, when he goes to Vern's house and he's drinking his punch right out of the bowl, and he goes, superb, right before the Christmas tree falls on him. One of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life.
Just that's art at its finest.
It is super funny.
Oh, yeah. Also, Extraneous says Tesla robotaxis are coming in 2017.
Mm-hmm. Also, the AI art's getting worse. I think I've talked about this, but like it's now official. People are officially reporting on it.
They said that there's now an AI that just does Studio Ghibli.
Yeah.
Art.
Yes, it does.
All it does is that.
Yes.
But how's that? They can't do that. That's illegal.
No, and the Ghibli guy was like, Miyazaki was like, this shit sucks.
Yeah, I know.
Don't
And
do
then
this.
guess what? AI goes, I have pictures of you fucking beating it to deer.
Yeah.
Deer in your
It's a
backyard.
fucking deer picnic.
He goes, never mind. You guys are cool.
Yeah, do whatever you want.
AI is just, it's funny how no matter what, since it was designed by humans, it just turns into a bully.
Yeah, a bully or stupid or, it
Yeah,
tells you
all
to eat rocks or whatever the fuck.
That's early AI. They don't do
That's
that
not
shit
early. That
anymore.
was this last year.
Yeah, but that in AI years, that's fucking 50 years.
Yeah, true.
So, but Meta-Ian Medea would be a new
What do you mean Meta-Ia?
Meta-Ian Medea.
What are you trying to say? Like
Drug
Facebook?
cartel?
Okay.
Meta-Ian.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
It's a place.
Okay.
That's where all the drug cartels
I'm
are.
going to adjust my hat while you
That's
try
where
to pull
the
it together.
drug cartels Sorry, you fucking tardo. What do you mean you don't know?
I don't know.
You've
I don't
never
know what
heard
you're
of
saying.
it.
No, I haven't heard of it.
You've never heard of Meta-Ian? Are you being serious?
I'm being serious.
Meta-Ian?
I don't even It
The
sounds like you're
Meta-Ian
saying
drug cartels?
Meta-Ian.
Meta-Ian.
I haven't heard of it. Is this like MS-13?
Look it up on your phone.
I'm not going to because you get mad. You say you're not typing fast enough.
I do not. Hey, speaking of drugs, have you heard of Tusi? Did we already talk about this?
What's 2C?
Tusi? It's coke, ketamine, ecstasy, and acid. It's a microdose of acid in there.
No
Have
one
you not
wants
heard
this.
about this?
No, I haven't.
Okay, this is real. Tusi's big.
It's Israel?
Yes, it
They're
is
so
real.
political.
I know. Oh man, look at that pillow stein. So Tusi's a real deal.
Okay.
I learned about it in Austin.
You're just going to keep saying words to me. I feel like you're
I met a chick who was selling it,
Uh-huh.
and she acted like I was fucking retarded because
For not knowing what
none
it
of us
was?
knew about it. I was there with experienced drug people as well who go, "What the fuck are you talking about?" She's like, "It was huge in Miami. It's been huge in Miami for years." I was like, "Yeah, Miami's a dump. Nobody
Maybe she's
goes
just
there."
saying that to you, though. Maybe she just made up this drug.
No, it's real. And evidently, she was the like
Israel.
a pillow side. Oh,
Holy fuck, O'Neill.
so anyway, I don't know.
Your ticks are infecting my brain, and I
Yes,
feel like
they
I'm
should
getting bludgeoned with it.
Yeah, you're getting Lyme disease, brother.
It's
You're getting Lyme disease from my ticks.
Dude, it is getting stupid in my head right now.
Yeah, that's why you grab that Jesus fucking forgives thing off of a gas station pump. I would have fucking sprayed it with gas and lit it on fire.
I just needed to know more because this is a lot of debts.
Is
that
there
have
at
been
least
paid.
a web address on there?
Yeah, there is.
What is it? Gary at Gmail.
It's momentswiththebook.com.
Okay, we'll go on there.
Yeah. Maybe they take fan submissions.
So this is real though,
Uh-huh.
and evidently it's good. Tusi's supposed to be good.
Why?
I mean,
What's
think
it feel
about
like? A drug dealer told me this drug would feel good.
This chick who was selling it though, I didn't use it. She was bumping rails, and she's like, "Here, take a little sample," and I was like, "I'm good."
Yeah.
But she said she went down and tested 2 different drug chemists in Colombia through 2 different cartels. It was like a Coke versus Pepsi challenge. She
Oh,
claimed.
and she goes, "This is the 2C right
Yeah,
here. I can
she
tell."
goes, "This is real good." No, she's like, "This one's better than this one."
And then they murdered the other group.
Whatever. I think the other group's like, "Well, maybe better luck next time, I guess."
Oh,
hey,
so-
don't. We'd still like to pitch you when we have new drugs.
So
I hope
she-
this doesn't affect
she
our
went to like
relationship.
a drug convention, basically.
That's what she claims.
That would be so crazy if it was so
I'm sure they have it.
unlawful. You go to a hotel at
I'm sure they
convention
have
center
it.
in Mexico and you go around to the booths. They go, "This booth has a chick with the fucking thongs at it, dude. We gotta go to this one, see what kind of drugs they're selling."
Yes, I'm sure they have that. I mean,
Oh,
they have. You can buy fucking bombs at conventions in Vegas.
And you go, "Oh god, this drug dealer always selling his weed mixed with gasoline."
He goes, "This stuff's good."
He goes, "But he's got the chicks with the fucking
I know.
thongs on."
And this chick also wrangled up chicks for like rich tech guys.
Dude, ladies are wearing thongs at the beach wherever. now.
Yeah, I know. It's back.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
This was
I love
over
it.
by a children's aquarium.
Yeah.
You got
Why would seems like the perfect place
you
to
got
wear
ladies blasting full cheeks, G-string
Yeah.
style shit.
one. Good.
Yeah, I do like.
I
looking
like
at
it.
I also like it when the dumpy ones do it because I go, hell yeah, girl.
The dumpy ones are ruining it for all the other ones.
You're an idiot. The dumpy, I'm back on. I don't like the hot chicks anymore. I'm back on the dumpy.
Congratulations.
More flesh to go around.
Welcome back.
I like to pay by the pound. You know?
Yeah, you do, dude. He's like, forget paying for quality. Give
It's
me
just
quantity.
so much flesh. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, would you like to have good chicken fingers or like to just have a lot of chicken fingers?
dude, I can tell you a lot of chicken fingers because how good can a chicken finger be?
Pretty good.
This guy's like, I have only like high quality
Yeah.
ingredient chicken fingers.
You can make really good chicken fingers.
and you could
Don't
also
have
eat
gristle in them.
a whole shitload of shitty chicken fingers. You dunk them in ranch, and you'll think they're awesome.
That's what he goes. That's what I do with these fat chicks.
By the way,
I just dump them in ranch.
Dude.
I dump them in ranch. Look them clean. I'm good to
dude,
go.
by the way, how insulting would a fat chick be if I poured a line of ranch down her ass crack and licked it out?
You know what they say. If you get quantity, pour ranch on it.
Dude,
If
by the
you
way,
go for
I had no
quantity-
idea where what was gonna follow. You know what they say after I talk about pouring ranch down a fat chick's ass crack.
You get, hey, that's what they say.
You know what they say? You get an all-you-can-eat buffet. You better bring your own dressing.
Exactly, dude. Go for quantity. Bring your own ranch.
Yeah, dude.
Because you're going to have to dip it in there because it sucks.
This guy goes, these ass cracks suck. A beautiful ass crack, you don't even need ranch.
Now I think
on it.
about it, too, because now I'm like, oh, God, to get fucking dick warts and all these other things.
Yeah.
You're better off just going with quality.
But quality chicks, I heard from a guy, by the way, this is crazy. It's a dude who worked at CVS or whatever.
Yeah.
He said anytime you see a hot chick in here, they're getting Valtrex.
Yeah. But guess what? There'd be nothing more disappointing than getting a sexually transmitted disease from a ugly chick.
Yeah, but from a hot chick, you go, these are the beautifulest herpes I've ever seen.
You go worth it.
He goes, wow,
Worth
these
it.
are the cutest little herpes spots I ever did see.
Okay, what would you rather have? You get some fucking disgusting troll and you get herpes, or you get with some fucking smoke show and get herpes? Which one you go? He goes, I'll take the nasty one.
Dude, at this point, I don't know anymore. I don't know what my sexuality is. It's been flying all over the place.
It's not fluid. It's just runny. My sexuality is no longer fluid. It's just super runny.
Sometimes I think my nuts are spinning a wheel every day to tell me what I want to fuck.
Jesus, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
You should probably go talk to somebody.
What? A therapist is going to
Who
be...
goes, you piece of therapist who goes, you need to pick one and go with
I
it.
did talk to that therapist, remember? And she was having me do phone sex with her.
Yeah, your mind is blowing, dude. Your mind is filled with fucking coal and diarrhea.
She was having me type out and describe. Had to type out what my ideal erotic encounter would be.
Well, that's why you don't find.
Then fucking read it to her, and then she said I could masturbate if I needed to. That's crazy.
Fuck up, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah, don't get an OnlyFans fucking psychiatrist.
Some of these ladies, I didn't know how to
She
take
said
it.
that you could masturbate
She
on the
did.
phone.
I have
I
some
don't
of these
believe
emails,
this,
dude.
Then you get them for next week.
Okay.
I want you to bring them for next week because I want to know. And they can't be handwritten.
She said that she was going to help me get over my sexual shame
by
having a safe space where I could do whatever I needed to.
Actually, masturbate here, finger me, do whatever you need to do.
This was not in person.
Maybe who is she hot?
I don't remember. The thumbnail of her face is about this big.
Oh, this is all Zoom.
This is like you could do Zoom session. I never
He
did.
goes,
a Zoom
and I
session.
found her a really good place, Craigslist.
I got her through an app that sometimes people use on podcasts.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I know, dude. And I felt weird about it.
Yeah.
So I called it off because I felt weird about
He
it.
goes, she goes, you're breaking up with me? She's like, we masturbated all those times together. How
I
dare
never
you.
masturbated.
She goes, I live here. Have you ever thought about meeting in person? I have a hotel at the Best Western.
I remember I typed out the whole erotic thing.
Yeah.
You know, I sent it to her. She was going over it. She was like, What about this part turns you on? What about this part? And then I go, okay.
And then next week she goes, "Can you give me a video of you jerking it so I can see how vigorously you're?" Because sometimes when you describe vigorous, it doesn't seem that
I remember
vigorous.
as soon as like I got the stuff back from her, I went, I don't think this doesn't feel like therapy to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it should be really erotic to me, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
I felt kind of taken advantage
it was no
of.
longer a fantasy; it was a reality.
Yeah.
And it felt gross.
It did feel gross.
Some fucking lady going, "Yeah, beat your dick, beat it to the." Go ahead, you can beat your dick.
This happens to me every now and then, where these chicks find me.
But this happens to you because you set yourself up to be taken advantage of by scoundrels. You would have been, man, if this were like the 1700s, you would have been fucking beaten, raped, pirated so many times.
This guy goes, and if there was a CVS back then, they would have beat your ass behind it.
Maybe, dude.
This guy said I got my ass beat by a 1700 CVS.
The equivalent of what an apothecary at the time.
So
He goes, "Hey, oh God, Tam, guess what happened? I was at the apothecary and they beat my ass.
She was
behind a dumpster."
She was a sex therapist. I had a friend of mine who told me
that seems okay. Maybe this is normal then.
maybe it is normal. Maybe I just couldn't handle it, and it felt like too.
Yeah, maybe you just weren't ready to beat it in front of her.
Well, maybe not.
And also, she goes, "Hey, go ahead, can you spread your cheeks in front of the camera for me?
Yeah.
Make sure you haven't been playing back there." I want to make sure your fingers aren't in there right now.
I listened to this podcast where they had a sex therapist on it. It was some famous podcast, Dudes We Fucked or something like that.
Guys We Fucked.
Maybe that's what it
Yeah.
was. They had a sex therapist. I don't know if that was it. It was another fuck podcast that was popular.
Something with fuck in the title.
Yeah.
Oh, it was called Therapist We Fucked.
But this chick, they had this female therapist on who this guy was in couples therapy with her and his wife. And she had cheated on him with her ex-boyfriend who had a huge hog.
Yeah.
And her advice to this guy was to accept his role as not the guy who gets to have sex with his wife.
That's insane.
But that's not how she loves him. Like, she loves him in a deeply romantic way that isn't sexual, and she needs the sexual gratification from her ex-boyfriend.
But the big hog has nothing to do with sexual gratification.
It did for this lady.
That's not. But that's not.
She was talking this guy into being a cop.
Have you ever heard chicks that have been with guys with huge hogs?
Yeah.
99% are like, this is very uncomfortable.
I was friends with a lady who loved huge hogs.
I don't doubt it. They definitely are.
She had to have huge hogs only.
Yeah.
And then she broke up with a guy who had a foot-long wiener, and then she was pissed.
Why'd she break up with him?
Well, I think he was fucking other ladies.
Well, of course.
What do you mean?
It would be hard to get with a foot-long wiener. That's because I knew this one dude who had a huge hog, and most of the chicks would only suck it just because they wanted to see how big it was.
Right.
But they would never let him fuck them.
Well, yeah. This guy was, by the way, he was
Foot is huge.
He was 5'4". He had a foot-long wiener.
Well, God has a
That
sense
is
of humor.
crazy.
God
huh?
has a real sense of humor.
That is wild.
Yeah.
But she never got over him. She goes, I wish someone would tell you. She had a post on social media where she goes, I wish God would tell you that that this is the biggest wiener you're ever going to have. And so you don't break up with that person.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Sounds like she has some mental problems.
Yeah, I think she's got some monkey
we got to
problems.
cross over, dude.
Are we already
Yes,
over?
let's go. Now it's time to get rid of the gay.
So what do you mean by that? Because I need specifics.
No gay talk.
Okay.
Not your usual gay talk.
Now, do you consider femboys gay talk?
Yeah, that's gay talk.
Dude, wait till you see the looks on them, though. These are some
We
pretty boys.
And then he goes, and that's the weird thing. The online psychiatrist I found happened to be a femboy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I also wanted to plug a fan of our show. Our buddy Cam, his union reached a negotiation with their employers, so he gets to stay at the $10 a
Nice.
month level. So we want to give a shout out to Cam
and the union for
That-
coming to those terms.
Yeah, that is amazing. We're rooting for you. And then I also want to give a shout out to Winston Gambro, one of our $10 a monthers. He's been a fan for a long time. He did a ton of art.
Yeah,
For,
I remember.
He did all the beach cops. When we did the Michaels by the Sea thing, he did all the characters for that.
I remember.
Which was crazy. He's got a comic that he says is Lost meets Archie in a Safe Place to Live. It's a dystopian horror webcomic free on Webtoons.
And that's horror with a W?
horror.
Horror.
Yeah.
Horror.
So, A Safe Place to Live is the name of his
Horror.
webcomic.
Horror.
Horror.
Yeah, horror.
Horror. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, it's horror.
Why do you do this, dude? Bludgeon me with these dumb ideas.
Okay, you're like, and it fucked up my whole week.
It did. I feel like I honestly feel like I'm 30 IQ points dumber than I was.
Yeah, I'm sure you
And
are.
I was only at 98 according to that
no,
guy.
86.
You said 86. This guy won't even let me have 98.
You're dumber than I am. I was 88.
Mm-hmm. But I'm taller than you.
That is true. You're 5'9.5".
Ryan, where can they find your comedy?
At Ryan O'Neill Comedy.
And it's good?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is good. You guys don't know what you're missing. By the way, Peepa messaged me. She said, Mark Norman gave you another shout out on a podcast, glowing reviews about your comedy.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he said you're super funny.
I
So-
I think it's from that night that I watched that fucking Reacher TV show
Yeah.
for like 3 hours on mushrooms, just going, what the fuck is this piece of shit? This guy sucks as an actor. The whole night, I was like, I gotta go to bed. He's like, don't go to bed yet. I go, okay. We watched like 20 episodes. I was like, what is this? This guy's terrible.
Yeah.
That show, I don't know how people can watch it. I can't. That guy has no charisma.
No.
And I can't watch him even act at all.
I have trouble remembering what he looks like.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys.
He reminds me. It's like I feel like it's a Christian show.
Yeah, dude. I got that impression too
Yeah.
when I saw the actor. I go, what is this, like Seventh Heaven?
Yes, that's what it fucking looks like, dude. Yeah, Mark Norman, funny dude. Love hanging out with him. Always a good guy.
And you said you're super funny. And if you want to see some of that funny that guy was talking about, head over to Ryan O'Neill Comedy
Who,
on
me?
YouTube, Reddit, and Instagram.
Yeah, I gotta once I get my Mothership. I got like 50 clips from Mothership.
Yeah, you were there
covered.
a lot, man.
Yeah, 11 shows at the Mothership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Opening for David Lucas. So check out Tarnation Lucille, my webcomic. It's on Comic Fury and Tapas for free. It's a Wild West manga-inspired webcomic fantasy, and it's awesome. And patreon.com/slopquest.
And also check out Meta Ian Medea Ian.
And we'll get to the bottom of how to make that a little bit better to say.
What is this? Baking powder? They're like, that's cocaine. All right. Oh.
Wave it.
I'm doing thumbs up now. It's easier to find.
Sensei.
How great would that is? It's genius. How great would that is? How great would that is? It's genius. How great would that is? It's genius.
Sensei.